We're at this beach, and how appropriate that you can hear this surf. It's absolutely beautiful. Has a nice rolling sound to it. As we came here today, we crossed over the bridge of the bay, and the bay was like glass. And just a couple of ripples, and it had a nice peaceful sound to it. If this surf were to get larger, and children and families and surfers would come out here, they'd enjoy the surf. They'd swim in it, they'd body surf in it, they'd surf in it, they'd play in it. And that rhythm of the waves, that pattern of the waves, could be peaceful, could be powerful and beautiful to look at, could be playful, we could play in it, or as just recently we witnessed on the earth, a tsunami can happen in Japan, and one big rhythm, one big pattern can come in and wipe out a whole city, wipe out a whole town. And that same pattern, that same rhythm, could travel across the Pacific Ocean at 500 miles an hour. And if you were in a small plane flying as fast as you could not keep up with the speed of a tsunami wave traveling across the ocean. That's how powerful patterns are. That's how destructive patterns can be. And they can also be as beautiful as this. We can get into this rhythm and this pattern and play with it. And we have patterns in our lives that mimic those patterns of the ocean. We have patterns that are peaceful and relaxing. We have patterns that want to move. We have patterns we like to play with. Brenda galloping down the beach, the rhythm of Brenda's hoofbeat is a nice pattern we like. We also have patterns that don't work for us. There's a pattern right now of Lucy barking. That could kind of work for us a little bit. After a while, Lucy, it could get annoying. But notice all I had to do was interrupt that pattern. Just give Lucy a little reminder and break that pattern. So we have peaceful patterns, we have playful patterns, we have powerful patterns, we have destructive patterns. We have patterns in our lives. Some of them are there because we chose them and we've created them intentionally. Almost all of them, the patterns we have, were created because at some time they brought us pleasure. They worked for us at the moment. But the interesting thing about patterns is they just keep going. Unless you stop them or they run into some immovable object, they just keep going and going and going, just like that tsunami traveling across the Pacific Ocean.